What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about 4 stretches that are going to help you get faster. Let's get started. Now, before we get into this video, fellas, if you are a wide receiver, quarterback, or any position on the football field and would like to improve your speed and want specific drills to work on your explosiveness, your fast twitch, your running form, your 40-yard dash technique, everything, check out that very first link in the description below where you can get access to 100+ speed and agility drills for all athletes in football. So again, check out that very first link in the description below if you'd like to get faster. Let's get back to this video. All right, guys, so something that a lot of athletes lack is hip mobility and hip flexibility, which is why they are just flat out slow. So a lot of guys like we train a lot of kids. Like we go across the country, do different camps for quarterbacks, receivers. We have DBs out there sometimes, and we see all kinds of athletes from all shapes, all sizes. And something that so many guys struggle with speed is they physically can't get their knees up. They are so tight at their hips that when they run, their toe is pointed down, their knee is pointed down, and they're pretty much running like this, right? Like almost like a cartoon character. That is not how we have speed, explosion, and power. We want to be able to snatch my knee up, keep my ankle flexed, but to be able to do this, I got to have hip strength. Obviously, number one, I got to have flexibility and I got to have mobility. So all 4 of these stretches that we're going to be going over today will help with that hip mobility. So first one you could do, this is a game changer for me, especially if some of you guys have lower back pain due to your hips being extremely tight. This is something you could do in the morning before you work out. It's kind of a dynamic stretch too, which is great because it's not like, you're stretching a cold muscle, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to sit down, and all you're going to be doing is you're going to have one leg extended. You're going to take the right leg. So let's say you're trying to stretch your right hip. You're going to put your right leg across your knee like so. You're going to lift the foot on the ground. You're going to put your foot in your elbow and interlock your hands like this, okay? Then you're going to straighten down, and all you're going to do is just rock back and forth like so. If you don't feel this that much, try to lean forward and you're really going to feel a stretch in your hips. And that's one of the best stretches that you can do. I recommend doing about 60 seconds on the right leg, then 60 seconds on the left leg where you are just rocking back and forth to work on that great hip mobility. Trust me, guys, that is a game changer stretch that you're going to feel instantly better after doing that stretch. All right, guys, this next stretch is going to be, again, for hip mobility. This is another game changer stretch. You might feel a burn on this, so this might also serve to strengthen your hips. But what we're going to be doing is you're going to start out, you're going to sit like this. You're going to do like this 90-90 stretch, if you will. So your front leg, let's say your right hip's going to be at a 90-degree angle. Your back leg is also going to be at a 90-degree angle, and you're going to sit like this. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your right shoulder and try to put it right to the inside part of your right knee. You're going to interlock your hands, and you're just going to rotate down like so. You're going to feel this in your back hip. You're also going to feel this in your front hip. But this is, again, just another exercise for hip mobility. So right shoulder to right knee, just sitting into this thing. Now, also this helps, I know a lot of wide receivers watch this channel, and wide receivers, what do you need to have? You got to have mobility in your hips. You got to have loose hips, but also explosive hips and strength, like strong hips when you guys get into a break. Because if we're running full speed and we're able to drop on a dime and we're able to get low quickly, a lot of that comes from hip mobility and hip strength. So guys, that's one of the great stretches that you guys do. Those first 2 are great because they're dynamic stretches. It's not like you're just standing there stretching a cold muscle where it hurts. Trust me, you do those 2 stretches every morning before a workout, you will notice a huge difference in your hips. All right, guys, so this next stretch is kind of more of kind of a hold, I guess you could say. This is more so for your hip flexor. This is going to help you guys with your stride while you are running. But this is something and trust me, it might seem easy when you're watching this, but this is something that when we train kids, we have them hold this specific stretch for 30 seconds. And if you can't hold it for 30 seconds, you have weak hips. So this is something that is going to strengthen your hips, strengthen that hip flexor, and ultimately help you with your stride length while you run. So literally, we're just going to be holding a 90-degree perfect running form position with my toe flexed, my foot in dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion is when the toe is pointed up. Plantar flexion is when the toe is down. That's when guys have weak hips, they can't flex that toe. So literally, all you're going to be doing is you're just going to stand here, perfect running form position, and hold this. Ankle flexed, perfect form, nice and balanced, right? That's all you are going to do. You might get a little wobble. That's totally fine. Just focus back up and hold this. Do not move this knee. Do not let this knee start to sink down. Hold this position perfectly. I want the more advanced guys to do it for 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds. Beginner guys, 30 seconds. And trust me, guys, you will feel a burn. I even feel a burn doing it right now, and I've been doing that for a long time. It's one of the best exercises to just strengthen that exact position that we try to get to while we are running. All right, guys, so this next stretch is going to be a simple stretch that you guys can do. They call this kind of like a SpiderMan stretch. I've heard that term before, but it's honestly like it's a pretty simple stretch. But what you're going to be doing, this will be stretching out your hips, so it's not so much like a dynamic stretch. I recommend doing this like after a workout, because here's the thing about like stretching. You never want to stretch a cold muscle, right? You don't want to go out there, like let's say you're going to go run sprints at like a track or a field or something like that. You don't want to get out to the field and like just like reach down and touch your toes. Your muscles are cold, and that puts a lot of strain on a cold muscle. You want to do something dynamic first to get blood flow to that muscle and then stretch. I actually don't even recommend, like I recommend stretching after the workout to help you with like recovery and help you with not getting as much lactic acid buildup in your muscles. So I recommend stretching like that. I also like, and again, this is something that I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with. I saw a lot of benefit of stretching before I went to bed. But again, some people will say like, well, you're stretching a cold muscle, that's how you can hurt yourself. And that's a valid argument. But I saw a lot of success with that. I would stretch before I would go to bed at night, and I felt great. I felt relaxed going to sleep. But I think doing something maybe like a massage gun or a foam roller, get some blood flow into the area, then stretch before you go to bed, that might be a better alternative. So this one you could do either after a workout or in that type of situation. So simple stretch, all you were going to do is you were literally going to sit. Like let's say you're trying to stretch your right hip, you're going to put your right like ankle on top of your left knee. You're going to grab your foot like so with your left hand. You're going to press down on the right knee with your right hand. And actually, you don't even need to necessarily grab this foot. You just need to hold on to it, and you are going to sit down. You're going to try to sit as low as you can go. If you need to hold on to a pole, hold on to a wall, do that. And I want you to try to press as hard as you can with that right hand on that right knee. So you pressing down like this is going to honestly feel that pull and that stretch and that lower back hip area, which again is a great hip stretch to give you more hip mobility, which will help with speed and just honestly overall athleticism. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. Always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like 100+ speed and agility drills that you can do, everything needed to get faster, more explosive, improve your quickness, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on our first down speed and agility training. So again, very first link in that description below. I'll see you guys next time.